Hello. Pardon my hair and everything else. Um, so I'm kind of making an adjustment on this project. My original idea was just to do one like big video about test anxiety, and then I realized that it might actually be more effective to do kind of like a video diary thing. So for those of you who don't know, I am an actress and I am in the directing showcase on the Merrimack campus. So, because of that, this week is Hell Week. Our directing showcase is Wednesday and Thursday. Well, when I submit this, it will have been last Wednesday and Thursday. But anyway, the 25th and 26th, those are the days, yes. So, because of that, I am just kind of like trying to stay on top of things and keep things in order because if I don't, I'm gonna lose my mind. And so I kind of figured what better way to talk about anxiety than to talk about it the week of my show, the hell week of my show, um, and kind of, talk about that and how I don't have any tests this week, but I mean, like just kind of preparing for finals and things like that during this week and doing homework and things like that and tell you some stats as well on test anxiety. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do like little 5-minute videos every day and attempt to edit them, which probably won't go well because I don't know how to edit things, but that's fine. So, without further ado, test anxiety. Okay, so first I want to give you guys some stats. So, for starters, people who suffer with test anxiety, look, guys, we have a website dedicated. Oh, you can't see that, that's a white screen, but I'll read it for you. We have a website dedicated to ourselves called American Test Anxieties Association. We're not alone. Lovely. So, um, for starters, about 16 to 20% of students have high test anxiety. Um, so that's actually pretty high. I mean, you're talking about half of 50%. So that's a decent amount of students. So again, you're not alone. I'm definitely in that group for sure. Um, and and then another 18% are troubled by moderately high test anxiety. So, I mean, you're talking about a fairly decent amount of people. Sorry, my eyes like really bothering me right now. You're talking about a decent amount of people that are affected by test anxiety. And for those who don't have test anxiety, just to kind of explain it really briefly, it is crippling. There you go, test anxiety. No, it is walking into a test that you studied for and seeing the first question and completely blanking. It is sitting down, getting the paper in front of you, and not remembering what the answers are, not remembering what you studied. Um, your brain goes into a tizzy where all of a sudden it's just like searching for the right answer and it doesn't remember. Multiple choice sucks for us because we start to doubt ourselves and we start to wonder if the answer that we chose was actually correct or not. We get really nervous, we get really jittery. Some people, so for me, I just blank and I just don't know what to do. For other people, they might profusely like sweat, they might have a panic attack, they might, I mean, there's just kind of an assortment of things that can happen with a person. Um, they can faint. I know on here they actually said, um, that a lot of kids. I'm reading off of the website, but they said that it is you can freeze, you can forget things, your memory kind of goes out. You can confuse your reasoning, it increases mistakes and lowers test scores, which let me tell you, as someone who went to grade school for years and took the standardized tests, I can attest to that because I'm a smart person, I'm a smart student, and I hated tests. I always hated tests because I felt like I wasn't able to really prove myself in tests. And I would do great on the homework, and then I would do great on the stuff that I could take home and really work on and think through. and then I'd get into the test and I'd fail. And of course, most of my grade was based on that. And then I'd kind of be lost and I wouldn't know what to do. Um, and so test anxiety has always been just a big issue for me. Um, and like throughout this video diary, I'll kind of like talk more about, I'm gonna like dedicate a day each to like, what test anxiety is, how it makes you feel. So basically, the layout is what test anxiety is and how it makes you feel. Tomorrow is going to be about um, kind of some personal stories with test anxiety for me. Um, and Wednesday will be about preventative measures, how to cope with it, how to get through it. Um, and then Thursday is just kind of I'm hoping that Thursday is just gonna be more of an uplifting video, um, that people can use to kind of boost themselves when they need it. Because if you're like me, you beat yourself up a lot, and you're your worst critic. And sometimes all you need is somebody telling you that it's okay. So Thursday is just gonna be like a big motivational talk. So yes, so we're gonna end this first video, and we'll see you tomorrow. So bye. Hello. Day 2 is now commencing. So I believe I'm supposed to tell some like personal stories for you guys. As far as like test anxiety goes. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of reiterate those to you. A lot of them have to do with my history class. On the rubric worksheets, that actually talks about communicating. I have it open right now. It talks about communicating, and I kind of want to touch on that just a smidgen for a second. Partially because it's a part of the grade for this project, and I'd like to get full credit. But the other reason why is because part of the reason I decided to do a video diary in the first place is because I really love talking. I love to write, but I really love to talk, and I love to talk one-on-one with people and communicate with people, and I feel like it just kind of creates a bond that you don't get when you just write a paper or, do a PowerPoint or something like that. There's just something really personal about a video, That's why we have favorite YouTubers, because they just have a way of communicating with us, and they're so real and they're so down to earth, and it's just so natural. And so it's kind of the same thing. Last semester I took a public speaking class, and so it helped me a great deal with like video stuff like this. I'm really good with one-on-one in-person communication, but when it's like through a laptop, it's kind of different. And especially with this, just kind of talking to myself, my boyfriend and my best friend and my mom say that I'm one of the few people that if I were stranded on a deserted island, I'd be fine. That I wouldn't that someone would come to rescue me, 15 years later, and I'd be like, oh, it's fine. You just keep going on your way. I'm good, and got the company of me. I'm happy. Because you'll just find that I don't know why I just talk to myself a lot. It's what I do. So with that being said, I'm really big into public speaking and just being able to talk to people. It's just kind of relaxing for me. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I just enjoy it. Yeah. Yeah, I just enjoy it. Anyway, so personal stories. I actually have this one on my worksheet, I think. I think it's my history teacher. It's the history teacher one. Wait. You gotta love that I'm like doing this during Hell Week of all times. It's really hang on one second. Where is it? See, the other really great thing about video is that you're gonna see all of my like weird facial expressions, where I'm just kind of like, You know what I realized? I could have just searched the word history. No. Well, actually, okay, this actually is really important. So this actually pertains a great deal. Oh, it's in communicating. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. It pertains a great deal to my test anxiety. So, test anxiety, that's our original topic. I have really bad test anxiety, and one of the few times, I'll go to my other history related story, but one of the few times that I actually did really, 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 really well on a history test, um, was last year. I took a history class at STLCC, and we covered Alexander Hamilton. And as I said in my previous video, I'm an actress, okay? I love to sing, I love to dance, I love to act, I love to be on stage. I like to be the center of attention, okay? I admit it very willingly. It's what I love to do. And so I we took this class. It was on there was just one really big section of one of the chapters that was on Alexander Hamilton, and I was like ballistically happy because, I've mentioned it on the discussion boards before. Hamilton the musical is like one of my all-time favorite musicals, which I'm sure everyone is saying now, but it's true. I love Alexander Hamilton. I love well, not him personally. I love the musical. Okay, I love the musical, and so I just remember like never feeling so confident going into a test as I did at that time. Um, I just felt so unbelievably confident about it. I was like, oh my God, like I got this. Like, I'm good. I walked in and I got the test in front of me, and the first question, my mind drew a blank, and I thought, oh my God, 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 no, why? Oh God. Um, and I was like, okay, I just need to skip to the next one, just skip to the next one. I went to the next one, and it asked me about Hamilton and the Federalist Papers. And all of a sudden, I started singing the album in my head, and and I started, singing. I started singing like how John Jay wrote some, and Madison wrote some, and then Alexander wrote the other 51, and I'm like rapping Burr's part, and it's phenomenal. And that was like one of the few times that I've been able to walk into a history test with confidence and walk out with confidence and not feel 100% defeated like I normally do. But there's another story that I mentioned in my rubrics that I have no idea where it is. It's somewhere in there. And it's talking about one of my favorite teachers, Mrs. Cullum. She was in she was my junior year history teacher. She was absolutely phenomenal. Oh my God, she was a phenomenal teacher. We so she the first test that she gave us, it was her first year, first test that she gave us. A lot of people did great. I did not. And she handed it to me, and then she went to the front and said, if you got lower than, this score, come and see me after school. So I came and I saw her, and I was like, oh God, I'm ready for this teacher just to tell me you need to do better and let me walk out of there clueless. Well, she didn't. Instead, she sat down with me and went through each and every question. And every time that I was like, I don't know the answer, I don't know the answer, she would just say, Emma, you do know the answer. You're smart. You're extremely intelligent. You know the answer. You just need to think. And she would kind of help me walk through it, and she taught me these various like visual ways to kind of help me understand the material and really get it organized in my brain. And that just helped a great deal because it really did kind of benchmark my beginning to have confidence in myself and have confidence in my intelligence and my smarts. And it was just one of those really awesome, awesome moments for me as a student. Uh, but yeah, well, and then going a little away from going a little away from test anxiety, talking more about like I think I think part of the reason that I just in general um have an anxiety when it comes to school is because I've never believed that I'm really all that smart. And so I think it's just kind of one of those things where I've kind of realized over time that I am smart and that I know what I'm doing. Um, but yeah, so I'm not gonna talk anymore because this video is already 9 minutes long, and you people have to watch these. So I don't hate you that much. In other words. So yeah. So I'll see ya. I'm actually probably gonna make the rest of the videos tonight because tomorrow's the show, and I don't hate myself that much. So okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello. So I told you that I was gonna probably record all the videos tonight, and I'm definitely gonna be doing that. Fun fact: this is my third attempt at this video. Because I need to find something in my rubrics to put in here, but if I'm totally honest, I'm not finding anything, so I'm just gonna wing it, and I'm sure I can connect to my rubric somehow. So, preventative measures as far as test anxiety goes. God, like, it's hard. I'm definitely cannot be the first person that's gonna sit here and say, just study more, and it'll all be okay, and it'll be good, and, you know, I can't say that. I can't. You know, do I think that being prepared is good? Absolutely, I do. Um, but it's not the end all be all because you can be as prepared as you want and you can still freeze up in the middle of a test. I think I think what's really really important, and I won't go heavy into this because this will probably be my last video, um, is having confidence in yourself. I know it sounds really cliche, but I mean, it's crazy what confidence can do for you. Um, I mean, it's really insane what it can do for you. You know, I'm looking at this rubric right now, and it's talking about like communicating, and then it's talking about higher order thinking, and managing information, and valuing. And I'm like, I can't find anything in here that's like super like, yes, definitely. Um, But speaking just from like an anxiety level period, you know, usually if you have test anxiety, you just have some kind of anxiety in general. Am I diagnosed with anxiety? No, I am not. I am not. But do I think that I have it? Yeah. Maybe not as severe as other people. I know how to kind of control it, but I do definitely have anxiety. When it comes to, that's my refrigerator ice machine if you heard that. When it comes to my life and big decisions in my life, I can get pretty anxious. Or when it comes to like my relationships, my relationship with my boyfriend right now is absolutely phenomenal. Um, I don't think I could really ask for anyone better. Uh, and we've been dating for almost 3 months now. Um, so no, I'm not getting like super serious. Okay, don't. Hmm. But he's one of the few people that I feel so genuinely myself with. That I feel so completely um happy with, and who makes me feel good about myself just the way I am. Actually, this is something that I do mention in my rubrics that I think is important to know when it comes to my anxieties. I dated a boy because he was a boy. I dated a boy. We'll call him Aaron. I dated Aaron for 9 months, and from the beginning, it was very timely, meaning that everything had a time frame. There was a time limit. He wanted us to be broken up by the time that he went to college. So he was a year younger than I was. He was a graduating senior when I was a freshman. And he wanted to be broken up when he went to college in Denver, Colorado, because his father told him that it's best to cut ties before you go off to college. And for 9 months, I fought that. Um, I fought that tooth and nail. Um, sorry, I was looking at my baby. My cat is being really cute, and he's asleep on the chair. I kind of want to get you and show you. Okay. I know this is unprofessional, but I don't care. I'm gonna show you guys my sweet baby boy. His name is Butterscotch, and he's just really cute because he's just sleeping. Butter, you want to say hi? Say hi. Oh. Say hi to the nice people. He's like exhausted. He's like, Mom, what are you doing? What are you doing? Fun fact, I can actually connect this. That cat has been such an amazing strength for me when it comes to my anxieties. I was also bullied in grade school, so he really helped me just kind of get through that time. But anyway, so I didn't want to break up. I fought it tooth and nail, and I mean that. I mean that so genuinely. I fought it tooth and nail. And eventually, and like, it got to the point where, we were planning all kinds of things. I was planning on going to a school in Greeley, Colorado, which is about an hour drive outside of Denver. Like 30 to an hour drive, something like that. I don't remember exactly. And we had these big dreams of like getting an apartment together and living together, and like we talked about it. And for 9 months, it's kind of like, wow. And you're only 19. I was only 20. He was 19. No. Oh God, no. I'm so sorry. I was 19. He was 18. There you go. Yeah, so he was 18, I was 19. My boyfriend is 19, I'm 20, that's it. I know, I'm dating another, anyway. So, for 9 months, things moved really, really fast between us, and there was that whole time thing happening from the beginning, which definitely fed a great deal into my anxieties and made it really, really hard for me to trust. It made it really hard for me to, it just made everything really, really hard in general. And when he broke up with me over text, while he was in Ireland, it just made things even worse. So I have like a serious anxiety, not serious, but I have an anxiety with like, if I text my boyfriend and he doesn't text back right away, I'll kind of be like, why? And obviously, like fun fact, he has no idea about this because I keep it hidden very well. I don't, when I feel it coming on, I don't do anything. Like some people will react to it and they'll do something to it. I'm the exact opposite. I don't do anything. And I like basically cut off communication. I do the exact opposite. I wait for him to reach out to me because I'm like, I'm not, he's not going to see the green at monster. No way. But the reason why I tell you this story is because I think part of my test anxiety stems from a lot of other sources. And for that reason, I think that it's very normal to be in a high pressure situation, and a test, a situation where you're taking a test is high pressure because it's just all these people that are full of nerves and full of anxiety and are like, oh my God, am I going to fail? Am I going to succeed? What am I going to do? It's a high stress, high nerve situation. And so it makes total sense that people will, you know, that anxiety really does come out at its worst at that time. And, being someone who does have test anxiety, it just makes it that much worse. But I'm gonna stop rambling. So, preventative measures. Honestly, I think the greatest preventative measure really is having confidence in yourself, which I'll go into detail in the next video. But yes, so sorry this turned into more of another personal video. Sorry. But I did mention something that was on my rubric, so I think that should count for something. Yeah, I don't really. Oh, well, actually, I do mention this in my rubric, which I think also works really well. So a lot of times I was told in school, write down your notes, blah blah blah. I hated that because it never worked for me. Like I was always like, that's a lot of bullshit. I actually found typing my notes made me retain them better, and I think the reason why is because there's like a visual to it more. Like I like to add pictures. So I think that's another thing is that if you have test anxiety and you're a visual learner, I can't really tell you what to do if you're not a visual learner. Um, but as a visual learner, what I used to do all the time with my notes is I used to type them, and then during class I'd go and I'd look up a picture that would like remind me of it, and I'd put it with that note. And it would just kind of help me remember, and it would help kind of because I have a photographic memory. It would help kind of spark that photographic memory a little bit more. And that always helped me a great deal too with my test anxiety, was just having that mental picture. Um, and so, sometimes like putting an actual like physical picture helped. And it doesn't hurt to do it either. And I highly recommend doing that. I think it works wonders. It's my personal opinion. But I thought it worked really, really well. Now, as far as like if it were a math test, for example, oh my God. Oh my God. I like math. I liked math more in high school than I did in grade school. Grade school math sucked. Um, but I think one thing that helped me with math, I know I mentioned on my rubrics the mitochondria of the cell because I'm talking about like retaining information, and how like we don't retain most of the information except we all seem to remember that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Anyway, anywho, I think the other thing you have to keep in mind is that as we get older, it's easier for us to retain more information. I think part of the reason why grade school sucked so much for me was because I was younger and so I just wasn't able to retain as much information naturally. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but that's just me. Anyway, this video is 12 minutes long. Oh my God. I'm gonna end it and get to the last video. Okay, I'll see you guys in a second. Bye. Hello. I was rewatching my other two videos and saw that my hair looked really pretty and looked really nice, and I realized that I was setting very high expectations because Emma doesn't do that every day. Actually, Emma takes a shower in the morning and then just lets it air dry, and it just kind of becomes this nice little floof monster. And it's okay. We've accepted it. We love we love the floof for all of its glory. Uh, so so that was funny. But anyway, so we're finally here, people. We are at the last video after many hours. Well, not hours, minutes of me rambling on and on and on and on. We're finally here. And the main part of this last video is to motivate you and give you some courage and give you some strength, whether it is with test anxiety or if it's just everyday life stuff. So if you're just kind of needing like a positive voice, that's pretty much what this is it's just a positive voice for you to hear. So obviously my theme throughout this project has been test anxiety, and I've covered various things on the rubric. I've covered a lot. I've covered like good communication and being able to Like when I took a public speaking class and we kind of did stuff like this where we did, uh, it's called Blackboard Collaborate, and it's basically like Skyping. It's like group Skype, um, but it's with your professor and then other classmates. And I did that. And I talked about English and how I had an amazing English teacher that taught me so much named Miss Wooker. And I've talked about um, like visual tools and, like one thing that might help you is putting pictures in your notes, to kind of help you with that. I have talked about history. I've talked about Hamilton and how the musical Hamilton really helped me pass the history test, because it did. I've talked about, I talked about retention, how I said that, an online running joke is mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And I've kind of learned how to retain more information throughout college. I've talked about a lot off of my rubrics. I talked about my ex-boyfriend. That was fun. That was a fun one right there. But yeah, I've talked about a lot from my rubrics, but now it's my turn just to talk. And not like I haven't been doing that for the past 3 videos, but I think for me, one thing that I always lack is confidence in myself. I've always lacked confidence a great deal. I suck at confidence. And sometimes it doesn't come off that way because I'm really good at hiding it, but like when it comes to myself, when it comes to like my body, for example, I am not confident at all. When it comes to my relationships, I'm not confident a lot. It's really hard for me to trust people. I have, real quick, so my cat, Clarence, one of my cats, he really loves to move the water bowl and try and spill the water, so you hear him meowing right now. Because whenever you talk about him, he starts talking. He's a character. Anyway, confidence has never been my strong suit. I mentioned in my other videos that I was bullied in grade school. I was bullied in grade school, and that was really, really hard for me. I'm trying to be serious here, Kat. You're really ruining it. Oh God. Fun fact, this is like the 4th time that I'm trying to record this last video, and I just keep getting interrupted somehow. Just never fails. They say New York is the city that never sleeps. Well, this is the house that never sleeps. Mostly because of my cat. My other cat is very quiet, but Clarence is not quiet. He's very loud and obnoxious sometimes. But I love him. Anyway, so bullying. I was bullied in grade school. That really affected my confidence. I was bullied by my dad for my weight. That really affected my confidence. My dad used to blame the bullying on me and tell me that I was like, I was making myself a target. Just like a lot of stuff. And then I just never feeling like I was good enough. With my ex, there was a lot of issues with confidence. I never felt like I was good enough. He never made me feel like good about myself. Always kind of brought me down. My boyfriend now is totally different, but we've already talked about that. Okay, I'm not gonna be that person. But whatever you go into in your life, whether it is a big decision like deciding what your next steps are after this, or going into a job interview that could change the rest of your life, or meeting someone that you've never met before. Whatever it is, uh, do it with confidence. Do it with complete and utter confidence in yourself and what you can do and your abilities. Don't be afraid to show the world what you're made of. Um, and don't be afraid to take opportunity and take risk. As an actress, I have learned that in the world, it isn't looked down upon when you take a risk and you shoot for the stars. It isn't, um, it's admired because so many people are so afraid to do that. So never be afraid to take that risk, to be the first one to speak out against bullying or speak out against sexism or racism or whatever you believe in. Don't be afraid to speak out, and stand up. And you know that one of my favorite Disney quotes. It's a Winnie the Pooh quote, and it goes, "You are smarter than you think." Or no, sorry. "You are braver than you believe, smarter than you think, and stronger than you seem." And I love that quote. I absolutely love that quote because it is just such a beautiful quote about underestimating ourselves, because we underestimate ourselves all the time. We always underestimate ourselves. Whether it's just to keep our hopes down, to keep us from, feeling great disappointment, whatever it is, all the time we will make ourselves feel like we are inadequate, because that way, should we be proven that we're inadequate, it's not a shock to us. I don't know if you guys do, I do that all the time. And I always underestimate my abilities. I always underestimate what I can do. And I love that quote. And I wish that I would have known that quote in grade school when I had so many problems with my grades and so many problems with my classes and was failing so many tests because I had such bad test anxiety. I wish that I would have known that quote at the time, because it makes me feel so comforted to hear it now. Every time I hear it, every time I think of it, every time I say it, it makes me feel so comforted to know that I'm not the only one who feels that way, because clearly someone came up with this quote. Disney came up with this quote. Obviously, I'm not the only one that feels this way, and I love it so much for that reason. And I love that it makes me feel like I do have confidence in myself again. To know that I have not realized my potential, but that others will. This past weekend, so it's Tuesday now. No, Wednesday. Wednesday. It's Wednesday right now. And I just had an audition this past weekend for Black Mirror Theater, and I've never done an audition outside of school. I've only ever auditioned for in-school productions, whether it was in grade school, high school, or college. It's always been in school. And so this was the first time that I've auditioned for the Muni, but that doesn't count because I didn't try, if I'm honest. I literally was just like, I just want to audition just to get audition experience. But this was an actual, genuine audition where I was really kind of trying to, kind of showcase what I could do and do my best. And it was so cool. The director, who's never met me before, I got a call back. So I finished my audition. It was really cool. I was always told by my acting teacher in high school that whenever you go into an audition, you want to go in with confidence and a smile, and you want to walk out with confidence and a smile. Even if you made 1,001 mistakes, and even if you think that you did terribly, if you walk out with confidence and a smile, you basically are convincing not yourself. You know inside that you screwed up, but you're trying to convince the people that saw your audition that you actually did it great and you killed it. And it actually works. I mean, so many people will say, yeah, like when you do that, the director's like, oh, well, all those mistakes, she must have done that on purpose. That was clever. Oh, yeah. And it's like a psychological thing. But I walked into that audition with confidence. I handed them each my resume and my headshot and all that, and the audition paper, and was just smiling and laughing and having a fun time. And then I did my monologue, and then they asked me to read this like spoken word poem type thing, and I finished it, and one of the directors just looked at me and he said, "So you're available for callbacks tomorrow, right?" And I said, "Yes, I am, sir." And he said, "Great, you'll be getting an email tonight," which was really, really complimenting to me because they told everyone that if they got a callback, they'd get an email. So it wasn't guaranteed, and the fact that he was just like, "You will be getting a callback. You'll be getting an email tonight," was really reassuring, and I walked out of there really confident. And then I got a call back the next day and sat one-on-one with him and like read this spoken word poem again, um, and it was really, really cool because I've never had a director recognize my potential like he did. And it's a really gratifying feeling because after so many years of going through directors saying that you did okay, but you sucked at this, you did okay, but you sucked at this. And not that that's a bad thing, it's really nice when you hit that one director who's just like, God, you're good. Like, you don't know how good you are, but you're really, really good. And it's a wonderful feeling for me as an actor. And that's the kind of stuff that you live for. That's the kind of stuff that you strive for when you are a student, when you are an actor, when you are a doctor, when you are a preacher, when you are in the army. I mean, when you're a pilot, like my boyfriend is. I mean, like, we all want approval. We all want someone to validate what we're doing. And I think the biggest thing you can do for yourself is validate yourself, which isn't easy. No one ever said that it was. But validation is what we all live for, it's what we strive for. Um, and I'm here to tell you that I might not know you in person. I might not know you personally. I might not know your whole life story, but you are worth so much. And you are worth time, you're worth energy, you're worth effort, you are worth happiness and love and joy, you are worth sadness, you are worth some despair. My stepmom likes to say, it's okay to live in those, it's okay to visit those moments, but you can't live in them. It's okay to be sad about things. It's okay to be depressed about things. As long as you learn how to get through them, how to cope with them, that's what's important. Um, so this video is already 15 minutes long of me just rambling. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna end with this, which is, I believe in you. I know that you're gonna go far, whatever you do. And whatever you do, just make a difference. Whether it's for yourself or it's for the world, make a difference. Find meaning, have meaning, put meaning into every single thing you do, every single thing you say, everything. Always have meaning and do things with a purpose. And everything will fall into place when it needs to. So, this has been a really awesome class with its ups and its downs. And I hope you guys enjoyed this project. It's kind of weird, it's kind of non traditional. I know I said those would be my last words. I lied. But I hope you guys found something good in this project. If I even helped one of you, then I consider my job completed. I consider it a success. So, yes. Have a wonderful summer. Be safe. Take your time. I love you. And au revoir. Bye, guys. Irrelevant. The point is, Well, that's my cat. Uh, he was supposed to be upstairs with my mom, but I guess he came down here instead, so. Well, here's some. Come here, buddy. I know, this is very unprofessional, but it's fine, okay? I just want to get him and show you guys my cat. Oh, both my cats are down here, apparently. Okay. Come here, Clarence. Come here, buddy. Okay, now he doesn't like when I hold him, so we'll see how this goes. But this is Clarence, and he hates me. That's fun. Okay, and you get Butter. Come here. Butter. Butter, come here. Come here. You're going to say hi to the people. Come here. Come here. My cats all of a sudden are like hating me, but it's fine. It's nice. Hey, you. Hey. Hey. Don't you want to say hi to strangers? No? Come on. Say hi to strangers for me. He's your mom. Oh, you're fine. And this is my baby. This is Butter, who's normally happy looking, but he's not happy right now because I forced him to love me. Give me one kiss. Okay, it's all the love I'm gonna get. Anyway, we're just gonna re-record this video. Okay, great. Hello, it's me again. So, fun fact, it's, I hate this. Preventative measures stuff is the main goal here. So, this is me. 100%. I need to stop